This is Shea and Jesse from Modern History.
And today in the Garage Mahal, we have Feathers and Lead. Hey, everybody. We're here today in the Garage Mahal, and we have Feathers and Lead. You guys want to go down and introduce yourselves?
Cameron Radke.
Cameron Hirsch.
Jess Corso.
I'm Tom Whalen.
So maybe some of you want to introduce the ones missing from the...
On bass, Aqualino Soriano.
On harmonica, Gonzalo Drummondese.
They had to leave early, unfortunately.
That's all right. You guys had a really awesome set, dynamic, diverse. Put a cover in there, too, as well as some original music. That was really awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having us.
So how long have you guys been Feathers and Lead?
Let's see. We've been about 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years, yeah. I think so.
4 years or so we've been going, and we've had a couple different musicians come and go, but Cameron and I have always been in it. But we're lucky to have this new group that we have now. They've been with us about, I don't know, maybe a year?
Yeah, about a year.
All right, so Cam number 2, or Cam number 1, I should say, right? Cam and Jess, you guys are the core of the band.
Yeah.
It's been 4 years. You gave me this album here when you came in. This came out in 2016. Was this just the two of you guys?
Nope, that has some other musicians on it. Some of the guys we were playing with the first couple of years we were together. Some good close friends of ours.
So it's a local band that we know called the Homesick Hitchers. There's some guys from there. Those guys are friends of ours, and then I think we had another guy on there that was in Shoestring Strap, and
yes, Brennan Orndorff, who's great on slide, yeah.
And then we had Pete from Surefire Soul Ensemble.
It was a great band.
Yeah, he played drums for us on that one. So we just kind of went that we won this San Diego Singer-Songwriter Contest at Winston's, and then we got, as for our prize, we got 8 hours in recording studio.
Wow.
So we just threw that thing together, and
you got 5 tracks at 8 hours. That's pretty impressive, man.
We have to thank some of that to our good friend Alan Goodman. He helped us with some of the editing to help it.
Alan?
Yeah, he was splicing a lot of stuff at home instead of in the studio.
But it was good. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun EP to put together. We're trying to get our first full-length album going. So we're kind of organizing what songs will be on that.
Nice. Yeah, I couldn't find this on Spotify, so where can people pick up this?
So that is
EP?
on the SoundCloud.
Okay.
And we have all of the paperwork set up to put it on iTunes and Spotify. Just it hasn't gone through yet, so
nice.
stay
so pretty
tuned
soon
for that. Yes.
It's
well,
coming.
Thank you for the
it's
gift.
coming,
It's coming
people.
to
We're
you.
sorry for the delay.
But yeah, you can hear it on SoundCloud.
I'm on Spotify, or on SoundCloud, and then went on to YouTube. Normally a good place to find music when it's, not on Spotify and Apple Music and all that. Coming soon, by the way. And I noticed that the two of you were on a Jam in the Van video, and kind of wanted to wonder how that came about.
We were lucky enough to be able to sign up. Like they let a few select people sign up for they call it an open mic. So it's just like the first, 5 or 6 people that sign up at the High Sierra Music Festival get to do a video and Jam in the Van. It's all the same professional quality. So we were really lucky to be a part of that and get to do one of our original songs. We did a song that's on that album called Easy on My Mind. We didn't do it today in here, but it's a fun tune as well.
Nice, and that's Jam in the Van. That's professional production quality. That's
Yes.
an awesome opportunity. So
We
they
were
go to different festivals?
Yeah, we go to a lot of music festivals. We like them. They're good. But yeah, a friend of ours did it the year before and told us that we should do it. So we decided to give it a whirl, and we're glad we did.
It looks like it worked out.
We did it. We only did one take too. It was scary being in
It's
there.
always the most authentic emotion, I think, if you have one opportunity, right? You got to put it all in there.
Yeah, and it's that place is kind of, what's funny was it was comfortable in here because it's kind of about the same amount of space. As
Yeah.
It's a
like
similar
it's deceiving.
vibe.
It's very deceiving when you're in Jam in the Van, when you're watching it and then you walk in and
You're like, oh, this is a van.
Yeah, it's really small.
yeah.
This is a garage. That's
Yeah,
right.
yes, it is.
Yeah,
but
vans could be
it
parked
has
in
a
here.
similar,
Yeah, right.
intimate feeling.
Yeah.
As this.
Right. There's a sense of authenticity, too, with that intimate kind of everyone close together.
I like what you've done with the place, though.
Thanks,
It
you
reminds
know?
me of our garage. It reminds kind of home,
Well,
huh? Like we have a
yeah.
jam studio, and it's got stuff all over the place. Like
Hey, yeah,
this,
the
too.
thanks goes to all the people that have come in here, all the bands that have given us stuff to hang up in here, all the decorations that we've slowly
We'll have
acquired.
a hat for you
I got to
soon.
ask who the kid in the goggles is, though.
You know, we don't actually know who that is.
You don't know who it is?
So that was being thrown away, and I rescued it to hang up in here. And because I was a camp counselor for years, I went to like summer camp my whole life, and it just gave me this like nostalgic feeling.
Yeah. it
And
does.
our friend Sarah painted it. It was a pink background, and she painted it like space. And then we put some Christmas lights poking through it, and then like the band name. But on the back of that is a kid eating a sandwich. So I think it was like in Target or Costco or something as like an ad for summer
How
like,
funny.
pool
Well,
noodles.
if you ever start a
something.
second project, you can just flip it over and put the
And
name of
paint
the
it-
other
oh, that's
band
a great
on that
idea.
one.
The
yeah.
Hoagies.
Yeah, the Hoagies.
Right, the deli.
Yeah, right. Deli and the meats.
I wanted to touch back actually watching that Jam in the Band video with more instrumental subtracted from a song. It really let me hear your voice, which is, something I think a lot of people would say is a classically, trained sounding voice. It sounds, it's pleasant to the ear. It's something that you could easily see being on a record, something you could hear on the radio. But also you have a really smoky aspect of it that works to this band so well.
Thank you.
I was wondering if there's any point in your life where it hit you like, oh shit, I'm really good at singing. Or if you were ever bad at one point and had to work your way up.
My parents always joked that I was singing before I could talk, and it's always just been a part of my life. I always did like musicals growing up, and I was in all the plays and choir and all of that, and I got my degree in music. And it was the school I went to, Keene State, which is back in New Hampshire. It was, you could only be classically trained. They didn't have a jazz program, so I was like trained in classical and sang really high, like soprano, like high notes, all like arias and all this stuff. Right. And then recently started kind of using my lower voice, try to do more bluesy stuff. So yeah, it's kind of interesting trying to incorporate those different styles of my voice when I sing. But
Well, I think getting trained to sing, classically, you have to be very clear and everything has to be pronounced perfectly. And I think you're doing that and adding, when you're going lower, closer to your natural voice, it's perfect, is all I say.
Thank you.
So it's a combination of your own flavor in addition to your classical training.
Yeah, I guess you could
That's
say.
what it is. Okay, we figured it out. So Cam, you were playing a pretty interesting axe here. Can we lift this up?
Yeah, this was put together with Warmouth neck, body parts, and then painted with
So this is all parts.
marker pen.
No way. All right, so this is like Warmouth neck. So it's just, this has been made. Whose is this? This is your guitar?
Oh, this is Aqualino's guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our bass player
bass player. Who's
That's
not-
pretty rad. So this is all like custom marker pen.
Yeah,
That's
just
pretty incredible.
okay.
I noticed looking at it too, there's like a big old chip right here, and it was just, the binding was replaced with some Sharpie. So
You're too close.
So-
You're able to see that.
That's
you're
right. Yeah,
too
right. No,
close.
that's the.
Can you move this?
Well, it's really cool, and the tone was
Sounds
really
good
awesome.
too. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. There was a lot of really cool licks that you played on that, which I assume it was the guitar.
Yeah, it's
wasn't
not
you.
the fingers.
Right.
My fingers don't work, but this guitar works.
Yeah, he
Important.
usually plays he plays mandolin too as well with us usually, and we've been recently forcing him to pick up the electric and play some more rock and roll leads for us. So
We're lucky to have someone who can play two instruments like
and the
that.
Telecaster is great for our sound.
Some of those songs are definitely call for more rock energy that a mandolin can't really deliver.
Well, you put
So-
forth a really good twang on that piece there.
Yeah,
It's
nice.
it's
nice.
got some twangy bends happening.
You almost bent one of those strings entirely off during the set.
That's right.
I don't know what
Yeah.
happened there. It just kept going
The
up.
note was there, and you found it. It was just a little
Yeah.
bit higher than you
Yep.
had initially
Exactly.
anticipated.
Exactly.
So a lot of you guys are members of Shakedown String Band. I think with 3 of the 4 that are here now. You as well. You were on percussion last time.
Yeah, that's what I do with those guys. I joined these guys after meeting those guys, and they needed a drummer for a week, and here learn these 30 songs. So I did. We
Oh
played,
yeah, the life of
you
like
know,
a
long
session
gig
player,
with them
right?
First time, and then I've stuck around since then. So
Yeah.
I'm mainly a percussionist, but I've always played the set my whole life also. But
Sounded great. Yeah, you had that really cool Gretsch throwback drum that you brought. The snare, the tone of that was
I
awesome.
like the old stuff.
With the key intact,
That's right.
right? That
For
was
the
great.
record, we didn't need a drummer for a week. We needed a drummer.
He passed the test by learning those 30 songs in 1 week.
That's what it was.
We actually probably would have been farther along as a band, Jess and I, if we, it can be tough here in San Diego. There's like a lot of the musicians are kind of spoken for in some ways, and are already in numerous projects, and they just don't have time for other ones. But when we found Tom, we were stoked. We'd been looking for a permanent drummer for about 3 years.
No, I like
constantly.
playing both things for sure. Like it's good to have play set in one band and percussion in another.
Versatility, yeah, it keeps you as the player, like
Absolutely.
not as bored, I would think, right?
Yeah.
Switching instruments.
And everybody I know in this town plays in 2 bands at least. So
It's tough.
I think
Seems
2
typical
bands
that I'm
is
doing
2 bands is good. More than that is when it can get a little complicated.
or more.
Yeah.
Well, you just made me and Jesse feel like slackers.
Yeah, right. Well,
We're
looks like we
one
got to
single
find some
band.
other projects. Right? We can share members, though, right?
Do you guys need 2 more people? Or?
Yeah, right. Great. Well, thank you guys for coming out today and braving the hot weather of the garage.
Yeah, thanks for
As
having
it
it.
gets closer into the summer. Set was
It
awesome.
was really fun.
And keep in mind, give it like a week or so. But if there's anything that you would like to look into that camera and plug for the people,
You got any shows coming up? Any releases to look forward to? Any fashion tips for me or Shea?
No, we got a good friend of ours. Actually, the guy that told us to do Jam in the Van, our good friend Tim McCaffrey, is working on our website. A brand new website's coming out. We'll have we got some merch in the works right now.
The hats have been ordered. We'll have a nice feathers and lead hat to go up
Some
on your
hats
wall.
and stickers, and
Yeah.
then we don't really have any gigs going on right now because we're just about to introduce a bunch of new songs to the band. So we're
Yeah.
gonna work on some new stuff and then get back out there. But
We want to
the
work on
website
originals
should be
right now.
launched in probably within the next 30 days, and we're trying to get our stuff on Spotify and iTunes. So you got to sit down on the computer and type.
Great. So there's
Well-
progress underway.
what's your
Yeah.
guys' Instagram just so they can go follow it? And
It's at Feathers and Lead.
That's
Yeah.
simple
Go.
enough, right? Speaking of that, if you guys like what you're seeing, if you could subscribe to Garage Mahal Sessions page, like this video, share it, help Feathers and Lead get their name out there, help Garage Mahal Sessions keep going,
Yeah.
and we'll see you next time.
Thank
Thank
you
you
guys
guys
for
so
having
much.
us. Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Touch your tips. I'm too short.